Hey guys, today we're going to look at modeling percents. In your textbook in volume 1, you want to turn to page 353, and we're going to look at this together. And so at the top it says, how can I use diagrams to communicate mathematical ideas? And so we've got Jackie, who is using 1-inch tiles to make a mosaic shown at the right. So here's the mosaic that Jackie's made. Says that she needs a total of 100 tiles. What percent of the tiles are green? Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to look at what do we know? What do we know? And we know that there are how many tiles? 100, right? Okay, so we need to write down what we know. And hang on just one second. I'm looking back at this. Okay. So we know that Jackie is using Jackie is using 1-inch tiles to make her mosaic with 100 tiles. So that's what we know. Now it says, what do you need to find? What do we need to find? We need to find, the question in the problem was asking us, what percent of the tiles are green? Okay, well, in order to find out what percent of the tiles are green, don't we need to know how many of the tiles are green? We sure do. I'm so glad that y'all are here to answer with me. So I'm just answering to myself. I wish we were in the classroom all together, but we're not. Okay, but that's okay. Okay, I put my... All right, so we know that there are, or what we're trying to find is the percent of green tiles. Okay, now we're going to break this down. So over here, we've got this 10 by 10 grid that's used to represent hundredths. It can also represent percents. The reason it can represent percents because the word percent means out of 100. Okay, that's really important. It means out of 100. So for example, 50% means 50 out of 100. Okay. So step 1, looking at the 10 by 10 grid to model the percents of the mosaics that are green. So it says hang on a second. It says in the mosaic, how many tiles are green? So if you go up here and count, please, please, please do not make this mistake. Yes, there are 10 tiles going across this way. But if we want to count them all the way around, there will not be 40, okay? There would be 40 sides, but not 40 tiles. So when we count them all the way around, we would have that there are 36 tiles out of 100 that are green. So as a fraction, this would be 36 over 100. When the denominator is 100, the numerator gives the numerical value of the percent. So always the percents are out of 100. So if the numerator is 36, then we know it's 36%. Okay? So now we go to the next page, which would be page 344. I'm sorry, 354. Okay. So they're talking about common percents like 1%, 10%, 25%. 33 1/3%. Those are some common percents. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these and their multiples to make mental math easier. So let's take a look at this. It says model 25% with a 10 by 10 grid. Okay. So I'm thinking that on my paper, when I copied this, it didn't. Let me take a look. It did not copy, did it? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. It's right there, but it's really light. So I'll use this paper that looks like yours. Okay. So what they want you to do is model that 25. Okay. So you can either use a highlighter, you can use a colored pencil, you can use a crayon, whatever you have, or a marker to shade the grid here. So I'm going to shade 25. So I know that in one stick there are 10, right? So definitely I'm going to need 2 sticks of 10, which would be 20, right? And then I'm going to need 5 more, right? Okay, this is not my best coloring, so don't judge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Okay, so I've shaded 25%. And so I'm going to go back to this other paper in case I need to use it. Well, I'll just use this one. Okay, so 25% means 25 out of 100, right? And we shaded those squares, and we shaded 25 of them. So it says, what fraction of the 10 by 10 grid is shaded? Okay, well, we know that we shaded 25 out of 100, right? Is that in simplest form? Nope. So we look at what's the greatest common factor of 25 and 100. They're both divisible by 25, aren't they? So 25 divided by 25 would give you 1. 100 divided by 25 would give you 4. And so you would have 1/4. And that's something that you probably already knew. And then it says, what decimal represents the shaded part of the grid? If you have 25 out of 100, isn't that 25 hundredths? And that makes it really easy to come up with that decimal. Okay, looking down at number 3. I don't know about you guys, but I love, love, love strip diagrams, okay? So strip diagrams, I think, make it a lot easier. So this is showing you how 100% is modeled with a strip diagram. So it shows you that the whole bar is 100%. And they have it divided into 10 equal sections. So if it's 10 equal sections, each section is going to be 10%, right? And they're saying the shaded region, which is really light. I'm going to shade it so you can see a little bit better. But maybe you can see it on yours better. 40%. So it says the bar diagram below. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm jumping ahead. So that's how you model 40% being shaded with the strip diagram. Now they want us to look at model 60%. So it says the bar diagram below is divided into how many sections? The whole thing is 100%, but it's divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they divided it into 5 sections, and it says to find the value of each section, divide 100% divided by 5, and that would give you the 20%. So each section represents 20%. So if you do 20% plus 20% plus 20%, that gives you 60%. So you have to shade how many sections? 3. So you shade 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hopefully that was easy to understand. So now I want you to do page 355, the investigate by yourself. Let me show you the color copy so it might be easier to see. Right here, 355. You've got problems 1 through 10 Okay. On the, you don't have to do the back side. Just do the page 355. If you have questions, be sure and let me know. Send me a message in my inbox in Canvas. I am going to go ahead and do a second video with your notes for lesson 1. But I hope this helped you with modeling percents.